Welcome to the Q1 Buck Pull. I'm Tim Hart with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. We have heard some fantastic stories, including a story from the biggest buck in the contest, Tori Pulowski.
I'll tell you what, you know, it really speaks volumes what it's like to bring the family in the great outdoors, but when your daughter at 14, 15 years of age shows you up, wow, she's got some real experiences ahead of her trying to top that buck.
Well, and her dad said he was more excited that she shot it than if he would have.
Yeah, you know, and it was an unusual rack, early season rack, has velvet on it.
Yes, very cool. We've got some great prizes we're going to be giving away at our final party. That's going to be March 3rd at the Soaring Eagle Casino, so make sure that you attend. Everybody is welcome. It's just $10 to get in the door. That includes all your appetizers. We've got prizes for people that are in the contest and prizes for people that are just guests that night.
And this is just a sampling. I got the CVA muzzleloader, Tim.
Yes, you do, and I've got the dart and crossbow, and I will tell you this, we've had this bad boy out in the woods, and it just shoots straight, and I really like it. A lot of safety features here, so we just got some great prizes we're giving away. We'll talk more about those when we come back. Stay with us. We also are going to do a little fallow hunting today, so stay with us. You're watching the Q1 Buck Pull.
Q1 Buck Pull, Michigan's biggest and best buck pull contest. Brought to you by these sponsors who support Michigan's great outdoors.
Back here on the Q1 Buck Pull, well, it's time to take a look at some more bucks. Again, you can see all of the deer in the contest at q1buckpull.com. We also have information about the prize parties coming up, about dart and archery. They're going to be bringing their shooting trailer to the Soaring Eagle March the 3rd, so you can try out crossbows, compound bows, and it's just going to be a big party, and we want you there.
That's what it's all about, Tim, the grand celebration. And speaking about celebrating, let's celebrate some deer that were shot this year. Let's start out with Austin Victor from Coldwater with a 10-pointer. His score was 46.5. Ben Owens from Burlington with a 9-pointer. His score was 43.5. And Gregory Stanley from Eaton Rapids with a 12-pointer, and his score was 43.63.
We've been going to the regional prize parties here as of late, and I tell you, well, I'm just about partied out. I'm ready for the final one, but I'm just about partied out right now.
Yeah, late nights.
That's right. Well, some of the stories have just been fantastic, including Tori Pulowski, who was at our Jackson party. Tori shot this on opening day of the youth season. It's a 22-pointer, 14-inch spread, 11¼ inches of mass, 12.5-inch longest tine. Total score 59.75. Daddy's little girl shot it with a shotgun from Howell. And I will tell you this, that when we learned about the deer, they said, come on up to Richardson's, we'll do an interview. Was that correct? Is that right, Dad? That is correct. And so then I get up there and I said, okay, we've got the deer, we've got Dad, we've got brother, we have no Tori to tell us the story for TV. And I said, well, Dad, where's Tori? Well, she's shopping with her mom. And I'm like, shopping with her mom? My goodness. But what a fabulous deer. And Tori, let's hear the story.
Okay. Well, my dad had seen it before. He actually got a picture of it because we have a field overlooking, like, off our back porch. And he saw it one day. He didn't know it was this big, but he got a picture of it. He thought it was like a 13-point or something. And so we saw it that one time and we were looking out for it, and then we went out on September 24th at night, and we just sat there for a few minutes. We saw a buck, a doe, another buck, and then this one came out. It was partially covered by a little tree, like a bush thing, and I saw it and I knew it was this deer. I knew that it was huge because I saw a little bit of the velvet. And I was just in shock. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was so scared. But my dad and I were like scrambling. We were trying to get on it because it was just standing there, and I was worried that it was gonna move. So I just saw it and I shot, and it jumped and it ran 120 yards, and we found it. It was amazing.
Now let me ask you this, was there any bucks that came out before that?
Yes.
2 bucks. And why didn't you shoot those bucks?
They were small.
They were small bucks, so practicing a little deer management there. Is that right? Was Dad telling you not to shoot, or did you just decide not to shoot?
It was kind of like a both kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dad, was there anything else you want to add to the story?
No, last year she passed up $4.
And last year you passed up 4 bucks, and so then it paid off this year. And what's it been like since you shot this deer?
Crazy. It's been crazy. I'm getting so much attention. It's like, oh, it's weird.
Well, exactly right. I will tell you this. It is, well, because it's such a unique deer, it is the largest deer that's registered in the Q1 buck pool this year. And we're going to see it at a lot of places. Give a round of applause. All right.
Well, I was supposed to go out with my uncle, and he slept in, and he didn't get up. I called him like 5 times, and I sat in the stand he was supposed to sit in. And sitting there at about 7:30, I seen a doe coming out, and he was chasing the doe, and I hit a fawn in distress call, and he responded to it. He was right on the doe's tail, and he left and came right at me. And I shot him from about 12 yards away, and he dropped right in his tracks.
Now, had anybody seen this deer before at all in that area?
I think I might have seen him last year, but there's another one out there about the same size. But
And what did you do when you shot this deer? Did you call your uncle?
yeah.
Is your uncle here?
No.
I wouldn't be either. I guarantee I wouldn't be here. Did he have, so it was a good deal all the way around, though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I was happy. I didn't have my glasses on, so I thought it was just a little basket 8-point or something, but when I got out of the stand, it wasn't until I got down out of my stand, because I was up there, I didn't realize he was pretty decent until I got down, so.
Awesome buck. Your biggest one?
Oh yeah, by far.
By far his biggest one. Second place. Let's give a round of applause to Brandon. Great stories from Brandon and Tori, and we appreciate them showing up in downtown Jackson at the Hunt Club. And Mike, great host, the Hunt Club. They had some great food there. Richardson's Meats out of Linden were there, and they had pork, and they had sausage and jerky. It was just a great night.
Yeah, if you don't make it there, it's your fault. We've got more parties to go.
Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have some fallow hunting from Ken Moody. Time now to talk about giving yourself the best chance when you're out in the woods. We only have so much time to be out there hunting. Well, you want to make sure that your scent is controlled. Jim Lombardi with us here from Buck Fever Synthetics.
Nice
and Jim, one of the things we want to talk about today, Vanishing Hunter. And there's a lot of different products out in the market, but one of the things about something like this is spray it, clothes, body, face, mouth, everything, because a deer, they can smell a lot of different scents out there.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're not taking care of 100% of it, then why just take care of 5% of it? I'm not going to just spray my boots. I want to take care of my breath. Your breath is 70% of your odor. It's, first of all, body temperature, right? Mm-hmm. And second of all, it's moist. So when you're breathing that air, there's actually moisture going in the air. You see it in the morning, right, when you're hunting? Well, that moisture carries. This product actually prevents the bacteria that's in your mouth, number one. But the biggest thing is it actually takes you and turns you to a prey animal. Sounds crazy. Why does it do that? Do you eat meat?
Yes, I do.
You eat deer meat?
Oh, yeah.
I love deer meat,
Oh, yeah.
okay? I love it all. When you eat meat, amino acids come through your skin, okay? And that is what tells any prey animal or any animal at all that you're a predator, okay? By neutralizing the lactic acid that's in your skin, you just turned into another deer.
Well, Jim, like we've talked about, you know, you're really trying to give yourself the best chance when you're out in the woods, and scent control of your body, of your clothes, of your equipment is one of the best ways, isn't it?
It should be your priority. It really should. I mean, if you're a smoker and you don't care and you just play the wind, then do that. But if you want a deer to come from any direction, then you need to start with scent control.
All right. Jim Lombardi from Buck Fever Synthetics. I'm Tim Hart. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. Well, it's time to take a look at some more bucks. And Mike, over 800,000 hits to the website, so people are checking out all the deer online. We've got our TV shows online. You can check out recipes. It's got a whole new look to it, and some people have said, hey, they really like the new look, so we appreciate that.
All right, well, with that, Tim, let's go to deer. Let's start out with Jerry Davenport with an 8-point buck from Allegan, Michigan. His score was 43. Greg Swift from Woodlawn with an 8-point buck. His score was 39.5. And Jim McQuarter from Pinconning, Michigan. His 10-pointer brings a score of 41 3/4.
All right, coming up now, we've got Ken Moody, our buddy from Clark Range Hunting Lodge in Clark Range, Tennessee. He took a woman on a fallow hunt. And Mike, you know, we talked a little bit about where our fallow deer originated from.
You know what? I don't know.
I've heard northern Georgia area. Anyway, Ken does have a game ranch down there, and one of the things that we're giving away at the final party, that is a wild boar hunt with dogs, and it is a great hunt, so you want to be there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've done it once. It's a wild time. I'm going to try it again.
All right, well, let's check out Tina and Ken on a fallow deer hunt.
The hunting crew ready to go if they can quit watching Stone Cold Steve Austin in his theatrical debut.
Good morning.
That is a beautiful deer.
Where's your camera, baby?
Oh, Lord.
Always love this fallow deer.
And a fallow deer hits the ground in the snow. 18 degrees.
Just lay it on there, babe.
Sergeant Rock.
Hold the antlers.
That is a pretty deer.
Where's my camera not working?
Cold weather.
Yeah, mine's working fine, man. One shot, what is that, 270?
Yes.
One shot, 270 on the ground. Good job.
Again, thanks to Ken Moody for our hunt today, fallow deer in Tennessee. Stay with us. Coming up next, we've got some more bucks, we've got more stories, and again, we'll talk more about that prize party at the Soaring Eagle on March the 3rd. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. Well, Mike was just commenting. He says, man, I really like the new shirts. And this is just a long sleeve version of what we're giving away at the prize parties. We'd like to thank Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper Auto Parts Stores, one of our statewide sponsors. And they provided all the shirts. And I told everybody, you get one, you wear it to the final party.
Wear it with pride.
That's exactly right. Well, I will tell you this. Big Buck said, where's mine?
Mine's hanging on the hanger over there.
You'll see that coming up, I am sure. All right, next up, we've got some bucks here with Big Buck Hoffner.
Let's start out with Travis Hadniak from Westland with a 9-pointer. His score was 43. Rob Eisenmacher from Carroll, Michigan with an 8-pointer. The score was 36.63. We got Dean Geisenauer from Pottsville with a 10-pointer. His score was 41 1/4. And Robert Woodlard from Afton with an 8-point buck. The score was 43 1/4.
Well, as I talked about earlier in the show, we've been partying all over the state of Michigan, in particular Jackson on this week's show. We've got Dan St. John. We're talking about grunting deer in. We're talking about QDMA. And we're talking about how to raise some big bucks.
I'll tell you what, we've got the whole 9 yards we've learned from some of the interviews we've done this year.
Dan St. John shot an 11-pointer, 18.5-inch spread, 9 3/4 inches of mass, 7 3/4 inch longest tine, 47 total score. A bow from Wyoming, and that is a good-looking rack, very symmetrical. Tell me about the hunt.
Well, I actually shot it south of Charlotte, and it was October
I had a couple weeks off of work, and I'm a bow hunter, so that's where I spend most of my time in the woods. And I saw pretty good activity that week, and it was a Thursday night, and I went out and didn't see anything. And it was real calm, really nice, sun was shining, and I have a buck roar. You guys probably know what that is. And so I gave a few grunts, and see, I'm hunting on 7 acres of woods and 3 acres of an overgrown field, and surrounded by cornfields, and I heard something in the corn after I gave that grunt, and so I waited, and I grunted a couple more times with that, and actually gave the buck roar with it, and then I seen him walking through the corn rows.
Were you just grunting blindly, or did you know that there was a deer in the area?
Oh, well, I mean, blindly, but I just grunt in the corn, and, you know, you call them out. I mean, I probably, this was in, you know, last week of October, and I probably passed up 20 bucks, but, you know, I don't really grunt early season. I mean, but now you're getting into pre-rut, and they seem to respond, you know, and sometimes you never know what you're going to get. But I heard him coming through the corn, and anyways, he came up to a tree line, which is about 50 yards away, which 2 nights before that, I saw a nice 2.5-year-old, you know, for about 5 minutes right there. And anyway, so he was just kind of working a scrape or rubbing on some branches right there, and then I lost him. And I've seen, you know, a couple years ago I had a monster in there that I just couldn't get close enough. And so anyways, I lost him, and then so I got a little more aggressive on the grunt, and he popped into the woods, and I was real thick between him and I, and you know, there wasn't any shot. He was about 45 yards away, and he just started thrashing on the, you know, the branches, and you know, and he was pissed at, you know, and so I'm just sitting there, and my heart's beating.
So he was pissed before you even shot him?
Oh, yeah.
Gee, holy crap!
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I just bought a new Bowtech bow last year, and I didn't have a chance to shoot at anything that I wanted to. So, you know, I'm just sitting there, and I'm just getting that buck fever because I get that, and. Anyway, so and I watch him for a few minutes just start thrashing on all these brushes and limbs and things, and then he turns away, and I was thinking, oh, not, you know, because I've seen this before, and they're smart, you know. So, anyways, a buddy of mine gave me some advice to just give a real light grunt, you know, like, and I did it, just barely, just on the, you know, on the buck roar, and just real light, and he snaps his head around, and. He starts walking downwind of me, and it was a real light wind, but it was blowing out of the north, and so he starts coming to the south side of me, and it just, everything went perfect. And, you know, I drew back, and I had him, and he came in at 30 yards in an opening, and I just put it on him, and he took off running and crashing, and I was freaking out, and you know, I called one of my buddies, and because he couldn't hunt that night, and he's whispering, and, you know, I'm freaking out, and he says he's only a couple 100 yards away from me over on the other side of the woods hunting. So I get down, and I couldn't take it. You know, you're supposed to stay in your stand and
right.
wait, but I had to get down. I mean, and I had my arrow laying on the ground, clean pass through, soaked in blood, and went and got my buddy, and we went up, got my four-wheeler, and found him about 45, 50 yards away from where I shot him.
My buddy saw that deer twice, and it was actually his grandma's pet deer.
You shot his grandma's pet deer?
They had pictures of it in the backyard by the swing set with the kids playing in the yard, I guess, that summer before, and she said, don't shoot it. And I wasn't the one that was told not to shoot it, so, but I shot it at 2 minutes to 12. I was like, everybody says shoot it mornings and evenings. I was like, I sat all day. Only deer I see all day.
That's the only deer you saw? You didn't know it was the pet and you shot it?
It was 10 yards from me, and I never knew it was there. It snuck up. I walked up to the scrape that I made with what I call ODP, which is other deer's poop. And I take deer from here.
Hang on a second. I don't know if I've ever... Did you catch all that ODP back in the back there? Did you guys catch all that?
But anyways, it's cheaper than going to the store and paying full price for...
Now, do you package this ODP, the other deer's poop?
I just go around in different areas, and I take this from, you know, scrapes, which is the same thing, which is, of course, true.
Right.
It's real.
Great stories and great hosts from around the state, including the Hunt Club in downtown Jackson. Again, we thank them for hosting the Q1 Buckpole's South Mid Regional Party. Now, we've got different ways for you to win on March 3rd at the Soaring Eagle. We've got crossbows from Darton. We've got CVA muzzleloaders. We're going to have games going on. We've got raffles happening. We've got booths, including, I think, one of people's most favorite last year, and that was the DNR booth.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've got everything there. There's a smorgasbord of anything you wanted to know about hunting. We're going to give away shirts, too. We've got hunting trips. We got the whole shebang.
And Northern Lights Family Outfitters wanted to make sure people know Carhartt's going to be on sale there. She's the Carhartt lady, and she's a hoot. And again, we're looking to have some fun with Shannon and John at the Soaring Eagle, and we invite you. One other thing I want to mention is go to the website, lastminutehuntingandfishing.com. Get yourself registered for a Saskatchewan whitetail hunt. We're giving it away at the Soaring Eagle. Is that all you got?
I want to get the ATV as well.
That's exactly. At random, but you got to be there, hunters. So if you're registered in the contest, you got to be there to win some of these great prizes. For Mike Big Buck Hoffner, I'm Tim Hart. Anytime you're out in the woods, make sure you're safe. Thanks for watching this week's edition of the Q1 Buckpole.
For the latest on Michigan hunting, pick up the current edition of Woods and Water News, Michigan's premier outdoor publication, available on newsstands or by subscription. Woods and Water News, proud sponsor of the Q1 Buckpole.
Welcome to the Q1 Buckpole. Tim Hart with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. We decided to show you his best side this week, and we're gonna have to just do this for him talking. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, sorry.
I have the gun. Is it loaded? That's that your mouth was faster than your brain.
All right.
I had a dream just last night that I was in heaven. And who do I see but the godfather of bow hunting, Fred Bear. And he is handcuffed to a PETA member. And I'm like, oh no, Fred, what's going on? Jerry, I'm paying for my sins. Okay. Next person I see, Ted Nugent, our Michigan bow hunter. He's handcuffed to a PETA person also. Oh, Ted, what's going on? Not you. Paying for my sins. But I had hope. Here comes Tim, handcuffed to the beautiful Tiffany Lakoski from our outdoor fame. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Tim.
I love it.
What are you doing? Before Tim can respond, Tiffany said, paying for my sins.
Holy crap.
Thank you, guys.